I would not survive my period without ibuprofen, I'm not gonna lie. To be completely transparent, this is an essential part of my routine. I'm taking 3, water. Here's a full day of eating and working out on my period. Raw and realistic. Let's continue with the morning routine, shall we? I'm just taking my other supplements. And now for greens. So I got my period yesterday, like late in the day, and the first full day is always the worst for me. I feel like that's pretty common. So the first full day is always where I have like the most cramps. I always feel the most tired, the most drained. I like want the most like warm and comforting foods, you know, like I love sweets, like all of that stuff is just at its high in the very, very beginning. And I totally think it's good and okay to like listen to that stuff and like treat yourself sometimes, you know, give into a little bit, like relax, like give your body what it wants, like it's working hard. Like that's kind of how I view this time. I'm like, my body is like going through a lot right now, you know, like it might need a little extra TLC. Like it's doing a lot. Of course, I still try to keep up with like healthy habits, right? Like I try to get movement and I'm gonna have veggies, you know, I'm not just gonna like cut all that stuff, but I do make time for more comforting things right now, usually. A problem I struggle with is I'm like tired on my period, right? Like that's a very common thing. And so I want more caffeine, but I feel like right now is not a good time to like load your body with caffeine. So I'm doing a little bit different coffee than I typically do. I normally do like a protein coffee latte. I'll do milk, espresso, and protein, but I'm gonna try plain black coffee and mix the protein in. I'm running low on pods and I don't wanna buy a ton before I move, so we're trying something different. And I think this has less caffeine. This is technically like 1 cup of coffee compared to I normally do a double shot of espresso. So I think this is technically less milligrams. And then of course I'll do caramel latte protein right in there. This is technically like a caramel flavored coffee right now. So adding caramel latte still makes a ton of sense. Protein coffee is just my favorite thing. It's my favorite way to start my day. Getting some substance in my body and cutting out sugary creamers. It's just the answer. I brought my computer and my coffee and my Dunkin' over to the couch so I could start the day just cozy. Me too, Dunks, me too. That is so good, seriously. It's good in plain coffee. It's good in like a latte style like I described earlier. But so I am not on any form of birth control. I went off about 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was December. I think it was December of 2021. So like exactly 2 years ago. And I will say when I was on birth control, like with the regular pill, like hormonal birth control, my periods were like nothing. Like no cramps, no symptoms, like barely any bleeding. If that's TMI, I guess I don't know why you're watching a period video. You know, I feel like that's like we can talk about that stuff here, right? But so it was like the easiest thing, lightest thing, whatever. And I just went off because I was like, I want to know what it's like to be off. You know, when you're on the pill, you don't get a normal period. And I didn't know that until like honestly a few months ago. I wasn't missing having like a normal period. I just like, I don't know, I was curious about like, was life different? Like, am I experiencing things differently? Like, is my perception different? Because you know, you're taking essentially like a fake hormone type thing, and hormonal birth control basically makes you not ovulate, which makes you not be able to get pregnant. That's like kind of how it works on a very like light level. But anyway, so when I first stopped, my periods were so bad. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like your body's like, what is going on? Like has a lot to get used to. And over time, they've definitely gotten better. But I will say the first day is always the worst. Like I always have cramps in like the regular spot. I don't get any back pain, but I always have like cramps in like my lower stomach, like my uterus, whatever. Like I'm tired, like stuff like that. I do actually, I'm pretty sure I also get a headache the first day. I started realizing that there was a correlation to that. I get headaches like, I don't know, once a month, and then maybe more if I'm like not drinking water, like doing something that I know. But I realized it's usually the first day of my period, and so I got a headache yesterday because like I said, it like started yesterday, later yesterday. So today's the first like full day, so I wanted to capture my real feelings, whatever, which surprisingly, I don't feel as bad as I normally do the first day. I don't know if I'm just like in a good mood because it's like Vlogmas and I'm happy to be filming, like I don't know, but typically I will wake up at like 5 a.m. when my ibuprofen is worn off, and I'll like run in my closet to grab like the travel size to keep in my purse to throw back a couple more just so I can get back to bed for a few hours. But I didn't do that this morning. Again, I just took some now because I'm like feeling the cramping starting to act up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do carry ibuprofen religiously for the first like at least 2 days. After that, the symptoms kind of wear off and I don't need it, but the first 2 days I need it, and that's okay. Also bloating, oh my goodness. We'll get more into this so I'm not just like talking your ear off, just sitting here in one position forever and it gets boring, right? But we're gonna get into the bloating. I blow up on my period. I literally just blow up. I'm gonna get my day started, drink my coffee, and I'll talk to you in a little bit so you're not getting bored of me just chatting on the couch right now. Something I try to be extra good about during this time is drinking water and staying hydrated. Not only is it good for symptoms, like it actually can like literally help like cramps and stuff, but also if you're super hydrated, I am pretty sure it has the power to like literally shorten the duration of your period. Yeah, I swear, some sort of magic trick. And so I'm gonna do it because the faster this thing can get gone, the better. It's just how I look at it. I also find sometimes I have zero appetite and sometimes I have all the appetite. Right now, I feel like I'm slowly getting hungry, but it's 11:30. I slept until 8, which is another thing. I let myself sleep in on my period. Guilt-free, I just let myself do it. Like I know your body is more tired during this time anyway, so I'm like, Morgan, take the time, just take advantage. Sleep in, like you need it, right? I also went to bed pretty late, so like I literally slept till 8, it's fine. That being said, I normally eat breakfast way earlier than this. Like I don't fast or anything, like I like breakfast, but I am just like not wanting food. So I probably won't have a real breakfast tonight, and that's fine. I'm not gonna like force myself to eat, especially when later I'm sure I'll want a lot of stuff. You just never know how the day goes. I feel all sorts of different ways on my period, I swear. Some more, you know, kind of TMI territory, some more details. I do use period underwear. I just got this from Amazon. It's like a pretty nice clean brand, and it was recommended by Shea Whitney, who's like really particular and like loves clean products and whatever. But I wear these at night specifically, and then some people believe, I don't know if this has truth behind it or not, but I know some people believe like the more free bleeding you do, a lot of times that can help shorten your period too. So I just wear these around the house. I don't know, some people might think it's gross, like I totally get it, but if you have good hygiene and you're like taking care of yourself, like it doesn't have to be gross. I don't know. If I go anywhere, like of course I'm wearing tampons. Like I don't wear these out of the house, but I do wear those at night and just if I'm like around the house and stuff. I'm also constantly showering. A lot of times I shower first thing when I wake up just because I feel gross. I haven't yet today, but I'm about to hop in the shower now because I just need to rinse everything off. Like I didn't like work out yet or anything, but like I just need to rinse things off and like I just need to reset. I shower at least twice a day when I'm on my period. Like I just have to. Oh, but I will link these in case you're interested. Like I said, just on Amazon you can get I think a 3-pack. Definitely size up though. If you're interested, definitely size up. I would almost even size up 2 sizes if you're concerned, because like I would normally wear a small in regular underwear and I'm wearing a medium in these and they still feel like a little snug. So definitely size up, especially like I bloat a ton on my period, but I think it's that plus just regular like size up. Like definitely you'll be too uncomfortable if you don't size up. And of course when you get them, like try them on over your underwear when you're not on your period to make sure they fit, because then you can send it back if you need to switch around the sizing, whatever. Much better. Now we're picking out a sweatsuit for the day. There's nothing else I want to wear. Of course there are some foods that are particularly good to eat on your period and stuff like that. Some weeks I'll tune into that more than others. It really just depends. Like sometimes I'll look it up and like, I don't know, make sure to incorporate some of them. I really just want something like warm and yummy. This is like a pre-made chili, but good for me. Obviously chili has like beans, legumes, stuff like that, and that is supposed to be good for when you're on your period. So I'm just gonna heat some of this up for lunch. I didn't really eat breakfast, which is not very typical of me, but like I said, I just wasn't hungry. But I'm getting hungry now. So, cue the soup. Also, I am obsessed with Ritz crackers, and the Ritz bits with the cheese inside are like one of my most favorite things ever. I picked these up from Target recently, so I'm more than definitely enjoying these today. I'm very excited to eat this. I have a genius idea. So this Greek yogurt technically expired yesterday, but we're gonna go with it. So because this is chili, I love to put sour cream and cheese in my chili. I'm gonna put plain Greek yogurt, basically it tastes like sour cream, so I'm gonna put some of this in here. And then it increases the protein. I don't think I have shredded cheese though. I got more crackers. That makes it so much better. It is spicier than I thought it was gonna be. Mmm.
Talking to Santa, and he told me everything that you want this year.
Obviously walking is good for you in general, but walking is one of those things that can help alleviate cramps and stuff like that. So I do focus on getting in steps, especially the first 2 days. I am feeling so insanely bloated. Oh my goodness. And I think walking can kind of help that, but right now, because it's period bloat, I just don't feel any different at all, which is totally fine. And I'm not gonna lie, if I don't feel up to it, I will fully skip my workout the first day of my period. I try hard though to find the line between skipping it to rest and take time off because it's needed and it's just better for me that day instead of like pushing too hard, versus using my period as an excuse. So for example, today, like I mentioned this morning, it's really not that bad. So I'm gonna go downstairs and do a little bit of weights. I really don't have a reason to not, and I'm happy I slept in this morning. Like, it's a good balance and I think I can do it today. But on a day where I'm just like really cramping and not feeling it, for example, I'm gonna insert a picture. I took a picture of me once where I was in so much pain, ran out of ibuprofen, I just took a shower and I was literally like laying on the floor of my closet just crying because I was in so much pain. I haven't had one of those in a while, so hopefully I'm just like slowly learning how to manage it and things are getting better. I don't know, but I think I can work out today. I'm still gonna wear sweatpants, probably different sweatpants because I don't want to sweat in these because I want to wear this set all day and I didn't sweat from that walk. And it always makes you feel better anyway, so if I can handle it, I'm gonna handle it. Is that your chair? You are literally perfect. I am doing great on the water. This is a 40 ounce and I'm filling it up for the second time. So I've gone through one full one and I had a glass of water this morning when I was taking supplements and stuff. So I've had at least 48 ounces of water. And it's only like 2 o'clock, not bad.
I got it all right here. Mistletoe and champagne, I'll pour it on Christmas morning. Everything on your list, it's waiting if you go looking for it.
Because I haven't eaten too much today, I know I'm definitely not gonna be anywhere close to consuming how much protein I want to. So I'm definitely having another scoop. This is like a post-workout protein. When I tell you, I like literally didn't even finish that chili. I poured that bowl and I don't know if it's supposed to be 1 serving or not, but I couldn't do it all. I probably had half of it, but you know, I ate something today. I just want to reiterate though, especially the first day of your period, if you just feel like so drained you cannot do it, like just don't feel guilty and just skip your workout. It's so much better to skip it, take advantage, rest, than to push yourself and overdo it, especially when your body's like going through other stuff, you know? So I was feeling okay today. I don't know why. It's just after 4 o'clock and I'm just feeling like blah, you know? I'm gonna take some more ibuprofen because I just feel things like heating up. I honestly feel like this is the worst I felt all day though. Like usually I would feel terrible in the morning until I took ibuprofen, but I feel like I've been pretty good all day. I was feeling it kind of last night when I was trying to go to bed. I was just like, oh, my uterus, but now it's catching up to me again and I'm like, ugh, my uterus. I'm also like mentally like, I'm not hungry, so I'm not gonna make or order whatever food. Like I don't feel like getting work done, but like I don't wanna just sit there. I'm at like such a like blah stage. And sometimes I get that way in general, but I feel like especially in my period, I just like, I just feel blah. Like that's the best way to describe it. It's just blah. What always makes you feel better? At least a little bit. Boosts the mental, boosts the mood. A walk. Duncan needs a walk. I typically want something like warm and yummy and comforting, but I just have not really had an appetite all day. But because I'm not in the mood, I don't feel like cooking anything. I have stuff for chicken pot pie, but I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to make it. And I have a free entree at Qdoba, so I just ordered it. And that's good because I can just kind of like graze on it for the next few hours. And if I don't feel like eating it, it's a great thing to have left over tomorrow. It's okay to eat out. But again, you can't use this as an excuse to like take it too far, you know? Specifically on like day 1, the first full day is when I do the most. But then the next 2 days, I'm like, okay, Morgan, like let's actually get it together. Although I'm happy I worked out today, so. I suddenly got an appetite and now am excited for dinner. Although they never give you enough chips anymore. I swear they used to. It is only right to have chocolate ice cream today. So, in the Ninja Creamy, we go. This is chocolate milk. Normally I use Fairlife, but they were actually out, so I just use regular chocolate milk from the store. And then it's a little bit of chocolate syrup and a little bit of the Jell-O pudding powder. And it tastes just like chocolate ice cream. It's good. The Fairlife, I will say, is a little better, but this is not bad. And I really wanted some sort of sweet treat. I always do, like I just always have a sweet tooth, but I do feel like on my period, I'm more like chocolate. You know, that stereotype, like I feel like it's true to me. I don't know. So this was a pretty typical day of like the worst day of my period. However, like I said, I wasn't feeling as bad as I feel like I usually do. I don't know, like sometimes the cramps are really cramping, and this month the cramps were not cramping as bad as they normally cramp. Did you follow that? I do feel like I'm normally more emotional too. Like that's something I didn't talk about. I mean, I guess it doesn't really have to do with, you know, what I eat, how I work out, like sleeping and stuff, but that is an important thing. I feel like I am more sensitive right now and like more moody a couple days ago. You know what I mean? Like those things can be real, and of course it does vary person to person, but no, like if you do feel like you fall into those things, like you're very much not alone. I will say working from home is such a privilege during this time. I think my biggest advice would be, first of all, do the things that they say are gonna help you, right? Like go for walks, do stretching to like alleviate pain and cramps and stuff like that, and drink a ton of water. I do think that being extra hydrated during this week actually makes a difference. You know, everyone tells you to drink your water, but I do think this week it really counts. But also, if you're someone who gets frustrated because you think that you're like on top of your game and then your period hits and you like feel like you lose it all and you like can't do things, I want you to first of all accept the fact that this is not entirely under your control. Give yourself some grace. If you skip a workout, it is one workout in a very large journey. In the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna matter. And it is so much better to skip it and forgive yourself and take advantage of a day off than push it and overwork yourself when you know it's not good for you. Or you can always try too, and if your workout's too hard or you're just not in it, like just quit early. You can say you tried, right? I also don't have all the answers, right? Like I know a lot of symptoms are common, but a lot of them, you know, maybe due to other things, or maybe there are fixes for other things, and like, I'm not a doctor, like I don't have all those answers, but you can do your best to, you know, give your body what it needs and start paying attention to things and doing your own research and maybe slowly incorporating something like each month to see if it makes a difference, you know? Okay, ignore the sound of the shower if you can hear it, but we never talked about period bloat. Oh my goodness, is it a real thing? I had, you know, a not so healthy dinner. I just had ice cream, although it was like healthy ice cream, whatever. So I'm bloated from the food I ate, right? But I'm gonna show you now, after eating that stuff. I also wanna show you fresh tomorrow morning. I'm gonna insert a clip because the first at least 3 days of my period, I feel insanely bloated, and it does harms on the body image and the mental health, and it's not fun. I can't even like me sucking in, I can't even like suck in properly if I tried, you know? Like I'm just so insanely bloated, and it's just something I slowly get over. Maybe there are things that you can do that help, but I swear no matter how well or unwell I eat and how much I work out, whatever, I feel like no matter what, the beginning of my period, I'm so bloated, it just feels like there's nothing I can do about it. And maybe there is. If you have anything, I am so open to recommendations, whatever. You know, it's not like I was eating anti-inflammatory foods or anything like that today. Like clearly I didn't try to help the bloat, but I'm just saying, from as long as I can remember, like this is something I've never been able to fix. So that is a very real thing. And I feel like on my period especially, I don't like to put on cute workout sets because I don't feel good when I'm like wearing a little sports bra and leggings and I feel so bloated. Like I want to be covered up, and it's only a few days, it's very temporary, it's short, so like I can get over it, I can handle it, but the body image is just not, it does not feel good in the beginning of my period, but it's also, like I said, something that's temporary, which does put me in a little bit of ease. So like some days it's easier to accept than others. And then I swear it's like a switch goes off when my period is like ending and I'm coming out the other end. I feel so little. I feel like small and like tiny, and like I just feel like it's literally like a switch. I swear that's how it feels. Again, I'm obviously not a doctor. I'm making this video to just show you what I personally do, some things that help and some struggles I still have. Because even if you try certain things, well, other things might just be out of your control. So I hope this was relatable and at least helpful in some way, and I'm so open to hearing feedback. I love when people comment and like give me recommendations or things to try or whatever. Like it means the world to me. It's like, oh my gosh, you're listening to me, you care, and then in turn I can take that and share it back with you. Like I mentioned in a recent video, it's just like the circle of love. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. We are strong women out here. We go through a lot, and please subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you in my next one.